Hey everyone, welcome back again here in my balcony garden. Today, let's talk about this popular plant called Monstera Deliciosa Thai Constellation. This is the variegated version of the Monstera Deliciosa plant that you might have already seen around. Aurea and albo are another kind of variegation. I am inspired to do this because I accidentally received a yellow Monstera dress instead of a red floral.
Personally, this plant needs to be somehow shaded. Like, this is just my experience, as a personal experience, that it is grouped with other plants because it likes to be with some other greens around. And it is a climber, so it likes to climb. I know this is not your typical pole that you see in Monstera plant groups, but this is a project, so I just ordered a moss and a cocoa coir, so I make my own because in this situation, I make my own. I cut my own hair, I bake my own bread, and I cook my own food. So like kind of make your own scenario. So this is still a project, but hopefully towards the weekend I will be done with this. But I just wanted like to share to you that this might be something of your interest and this might be something you would like to acquire. So this information would come in handy. This does not come cheap. Now, I was talking to my friend right there, just nearby, which is a doctor, and said like, and I asked like how much would be the Thai constellation, around here because she just inquired recently and she said like I will put the amount in the screen and it's that much. Like, who does have that amount of money in this situation? And the thing is that it was even easily sold out and there was even a lot in the philodendron groups, which is over 1,000 Australian dollar. Let's just use Australian dollar because my research was sold to you in a very expensive price. Please do not bash the seller. Please do also a little bit consideration if it's within your budget or if you have an environment which is conducive. In terms of infestations and problems, I did not encounter any problems so far, but only a rust, like I guess a leaf rust, which is like common for everyone. So now the question is it worth it to have this plant? Now this cost in Australian dollar in eBay would start you about 1,000 Australian dollar. And how much is that? Like about 40,000 pesos. And it's still, a risk of transit if maybe you are outside of the city where the seller is, and that is also the reason why it is expensive at this point because of logistical issues of what we are currently having. Second, it is not grown in the wild, so this is not something you just pick up in your forest. Third is because it is a trendy plant, not so many people have this already and there's still no time for propagation, for additional reproduction. Is it reproduction? Propagation of this plant, so not so many people has this. So the question for you, is it worth it? Is it something you wanted to buy? Well, if you think you would consider this plant, just make sure that it is healthy and make sure you have the conducive place for its growth. So it is a tropical plant and the tropics, the humidity is high and a lot of people who are living in Australia where there are no extreme weather conditions and in the northern hemisphere, they have humidifier. For me, I don't have humidifier because here it's like 70 degrees. 70% humidity on an average and it can be more. So you see, I even have a fan right here because nobody told the Cebu weather that today is a rainy season and it should rain and it should be more cooler. So in terms of soil, this should be gone in porous medium. So what I have here is a cocoa chip and a bark. So I will put it in the description maybe on the percentage of what do I have here. It arrived here with only two unhealthy leaves, very lonely, but right now I have two and another one upcoming. So I hope this is a very helpful video for you. I got this during its juvenile stage and right now there's a fenestration and I'm waiting for this one coming up to have more fenestrations. It's always a surprise.
It is said to be called Monstera Deliciosa as it yields a delicious fruit. But for now, I'm happy to be a Monstera plant mom.